Up, let's do what I watched recently. That being said, let me just acknowledge the passing of one Diane Keaton, mainly because I recently watched Baby Boom. Honestly, there's nothing like watching Diane Keaton sling this baby around. It's kind of iconic. I also started using the phrase getting the applesauce montages off when I'm putting in work, because this movie is like so cozy. I don't know, go watch Baby Boom if you haven't. This is a cozy movie. I can't wait to like watch it and fall asleep at somebody's crib with it on. That being said, let's get into what I watched this week. Anyways, follow me on Letterboxd. My account name is Cigarettes. I'm really good at the website. That being said, I've been watching a horror movie a day, every day for the month of October. Let's get into it. I watched The African American Phone because I'm about to go see The African American Phone 2 in theaters. That being said, I think Black Phone is a cool concept. It reminded me a lot of a more modernized version of Nightmare on Elm Street with a lot of its themes, concepts, and ideas. I love the idea of a clairvoyant child being able to help solve a disappearing children case in the local area, and I like the way it played with more supernatural elements and grounded them in our reality. Watch Fascination by Gene Rollin. Honestly, if you've seen one Gene Rollin movie, you've seen them all. That being said, I did have a fun time, but like I watched this, I'm like, damn, bro, like how many movies are about lesbian vampires? Because like, yes, this movie is about lesbian vampires. I don't have a problem with vampires or lesbians, but it's like, damn, here we go with the lesbian vampires again. But as you get older and get into more goth media, you soon realize that everything is lesbian vampires. Thrown into the void. This film is not about lesbian vampires, but it's about a room and just sheer darkness. It's a very interesting concept, and visually it's fucking terrifying to watch this woman walk into a damn dark corridor for 40 minutes. You just keep sticking her fucking arm into this black corridor and it stresses me the fuck out. It's a fire movie. Tron Ares, honestly, this is a good movie. I feel like a lot of people are dogging on it, but honestly, for a movie with like shiny, bright vehicles that make light trails, this was a fun time and I got exactly what I wanted, which was Tron. Very loud, very cyberpunky, cool motorcycles fight one another. Haunting, honestly, this is one of the most fire fucking horror movies I've ever seen. This movie has so much visuals. I love women in like them long ass nightgowns with like candlesticks running around a gothic mansion. Why am I talking so fast? I can't even speak. That being said, a lot of the visuals in this film are fantastic, dude. I love the camera work in this. The camera work feels like a character in this film. Absolutely peak S tier horror movie right here. Of the B-Girls, honestly, the feminist undertones in this film made it worth watching, but this is an alright at best movie. You can probably skip this one. That being said, I think the concept itself probably can be executed a lot better if it leaned more into like the B-Girl alien concept. There were not enough B-Girl visuals for me. That being said, I think the B-Girl visuals were sold very nicely with the black context and shit. It was really tight. City of the Living Dead, this is a fire Lucio Fulci film. This is said to be his best work, and honestly, I agree. I fucking love the costumes and makeup here. I've never been into the more fantastical side of Italian horror, but this is A1 and I see why people rock with this heavy. Man, there are better and worse social thrillers out there. This one isn't half bad. Honestly, fire underrated horror movie with great practical effects.